So I have a big problem. I have over 200,000 ANA miles sitting in my account that expires in about a month from when I'm filming this video, and I'm scrambling to figure out a way to use them. And these miles have been sitting in my account since 2020. So back when 2020, when nobody was really traveling, ANA kept extending the expiration dates because all of the travel restrictions and all that stuff. And these are the points that I transferred from American Express points over to ANA to book a round the world ticket. And of course, that didn't really work out in 2020. So year after year, my miles expiration date kept getting extended. So now it's time to use them. And so why am I making this video? Because I have to figure out how to burn 200,000 ANA miles. ANA is one of the most underrated and one of the most annoying programs in the points and miles game. 2 to 4 days for American Express transfer times, insane fuel surcharges if you don't book the right airline, a website that is kind of slightly annoying. But if you're willing to put up with all the quirks, ANA has some of the best redemption options when it comes to premium cabin, business class, and first class seats, and sometimes economy seats as well. For example, you can book 85,000 miles for first class one way to Japan, or 50,000 for business class over to Europe, or 68,000 points for Vietnam Airlines nonstop from San Francisco over to Vietnam. I'm going to give you 16 things you need to know before you transfer a single credit card point over to ANA. Some of these tips will save you $1,000 in fees, and some will hopefully save you from getting your miles stuck at ANA like mine are. My name is Max, and I help people maximize their air miles, hotel points, and credit card points. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button down below if you like this sort of stuff, and let's get started. Okay, let's start with the headline numbers. ANA prices their award charts based on low, regular, and high season across 10 different zones. And so depending on what season you're traveling to and what zones you're traveling between, that'll determine how many ANA miles it's going to cost for your particular flight. Regular season prices from North America round trip over to Japan, since ANA is a Japanese airline. Economy is 50,000 ANA miles round trip. Premium economy is 72,000 ANA miles round trip. Business class is 105,000 ANA miles round trip, and first class is 170,000 round trip. So if you break that down into one ways, that's 25,000 ANA miles in economy, 52,500 in business, and 85,000 ANA miles for first class and one way, which is an insane number for ANA's business class and first class products, which is a really good deal. If you're flying from Hawaii over to Japan, it's even cheaper at 42,500 in business and 70,000 in first class and 20,000 in economy. The catch is that ANA typically only releases 1 or 2 business class seats and 1 first class seat at schedule open for US routes. So people like to camp out for these, and they get sniped up really fast. They go really fast. So that's where tip number 2 comes in, is that if you want to book ANA's own metal, so that means flying ANA's planes at the sweet spot prices, you basically have to book when schedule opens. And schedule opens at 9 a.m. Japan Standard Time, 355 days in advance before departure. So set your calendar, set reminders. People know exactly when this award space drops, and so they usually pounce on it pretty quickly. So if you want to beat some of the other people to that award space, then you have to jump on it pretty quickly. By the time other partner programs are able to see ANA award space, usually it's already booked up. So that's how competitive it is to book ANA's own metal to fly from the US over to Japan. Now, tip number 3 is that, yes, you can use ANA miles obviously to fly ANA flights, and it's a good redemption, but it's also a good redemption to use ANA miles to fly ANA partners. And so ANA is part of the Star Alliance, and so that means that you can potentially book some of the Star Alliance partners through ANA using ANA miles. One of the best is North America over to Europe in business class for 50,000 ANA miles one way. You'll be flying like United, TAP Portugal, or LOT Polish Airlines from the US over to Europe, and not ANA, because ANA doesn't operate from US over to Europe. And so that's where you're booking partner airlines through ANA. This one did get devalued a couple years back, but it's still a solid redemption at 50,000 miles one way for business class from the US over to Europe. The thing is that when you book partner airlines through ANA, you have to be really careful of which partner airlines that you're going to be flying, because ANA passes on fuel surcharges, and some of those airlines hit you with some pretty insane fuel surcharges. And that leads me into tip number 4, is like the airlines that you should avoid to avoid any of the crazy fuel surcharges when booking through ANA and using ANA miles. And so airlines like Lufthansa, Brussels, Swiss, Austrian, and Turkish Airlines are the airlines that you want to avoid, because they charge hundreds of dollars or sometimes thousands of dollars in fees per ticket on top of the miles that you already have to redeem. So pretty hefty fuel surcharges. And in a lot of cases, it's a deal breaker, because it's a lot of money that you have to fork out of pocket, and you have have to still pay using your ANA miles. So even though you can use ANA miles to book some of these airlines, I really don't recommend it because the fuel surcharges are just kind of high. So that leads me to tip number 5, which is which partner airlines should you stick with? Well, United, TAP Portugal, Air New Zealand, EVA Air, Air Canada, Avianca, Copa, and Polish Airlines are some of the better airlines that have lower fuel surcharges that won't charge you hundreds and thousands of dollars in fuel surcharges. So the same number of miles for 50,000 from the US over to Europe and so on, but just less in the fuel surcharges. Now, speaking of partner redemptions, tip number 6 is that ANA has some really unique partnerships. And one of them is that ANA has a hidden sweet spot on Vietnam Airlines from San Francisco. So to get to Vietnam from the US, there's only one nonstop flight, and that's from San Francisco to Vietnam. And the thing that's really interesting is that ANA is part of the Star Alliance and Vietnam Airlines is part of SkyTeam, but they do have a special partnership between them. And you can book San Francisco to Saigon nonstop on Vietnam Airlines for as low as 68,000 ANA miles one way in business class. And if you try to book that same exact flight through like Air France or Delta or something like that, they'll charge you hundreds of thousands of points. So that's where booking Vietnam Airlines through ANA and using ANA miles can potentially be a really good, solid redemption. I made a separate video on this redemption alone, which I'll link down in the description. I'll link it up here as well, and you can go check that out. But it gives you step-by-step instructions on how to find that award space and book that nonstop Vietnam Airlines flight from San Francisco to Saigon. Now, that leads me to tip number 7. It's like we already went through some of the great redemptions with ANA miles. Well, to earn ANA miles, there's only really one option when it comes to credit card points, and American Express points are the only points that transfer over to ANA, and it takes an odd amount of time. It takes 2 to 4 business days to transfer American Express points over to ANA. And so they do transfer at a 1-to-1, but that 2 to 4 business days to transfer those points can be a deal breaker because thing is that if you find award space for an ANA flight or a Star Alliance partner flight, and the thing is by the time your points transfer, your award space could be gone. And there's really no way around that. You just kind of have to find the award space and then transfer your points and hope that award space sticks and that your points show up within like the 2 to 4 business days and hopefully closer to the 2 business days, and then make that redemption and your award availability sticks. And so that's a risk that you have to be willing to take in order to transfer American Express points over to ANA. And really quick, if you're just watching this and you're like, okay, I need to start earning some American Express points so I can actually make some of these great redemptions through ANA, well, check out the link in the description for some credit card links. And using those links helps support my work. And that's way you can earn some American Express points or whatever credit card points you want to earn in order to maximize your travel. So tip number 8 is also semi-related because ANA doesn't hold award tickets. And this is like the most annoying part. It's like it does take a while to transfer those points, and you can call in and confirm the award space, but ANA won't hold the award space. So that's where it's like it's still risky, and I don't know why. I wish ANA would hold award space, and that would make things way easier and make that 2 to 4 business days to transfer those points less painful, but that's just the way it is. ANA doesn't hold award space, so plan ahead for that. And then tip number 9 is that ANA cuts off bookings 96 hours before departure. And so this one tripped me up a couple of times, and it trips a lot of people up, is that ANA won't let you book an award ticket on its own metal or a partner airline within 96 hours of departure. That's 4 full days. So if you find the perfect last minute award space that's like 3 days, 2 days, or maybe the day before, then you can't book it through ANA, unfortunately. Tip number 10 is that ANA miles have a hard expiration. And so this is what I'm running into in my situation right now, is that typically your ANA miles expire 36 months after you earn them. So whether you transfer them in from American Express or you earn them from flying, those miles expire 36 months after you earn them. There's no activity reset. There's no way to extend them. There's really no way to extend that expiration. So that's the issue that I'm having right now, is that I have those 200,000+ ANA miles sitting in my account that I got to figure out what I'm going to do with. And tip number 11 is that when you have those ANA miles, you can only book for families within 2 degrees of kinship. It's one of those weird rules where like these Japanese airlines tend to have like these really strict rules on who you can use your miles to book for. And so just like Japan Airlines, ANA doesn't let you book award tickets for random friends. The passenger has to be a family member within 2 degrees of kinship. So whether it's spouse, kids, parents, sibling, grandparents, but your buddy from college, likely not. I'm not sure how strictly this is enforced, so your mileage may vary on this, but keep in mind that it's like if you book it for a college buddy, it is officially against the program rules and you might get that ticket canceled. So Just your mileage may vary, and FYI on that. Tip number 12 is that you can create a family account through ANA, which helps you combine miles together, which is super helpful. And so ANA lets you set up a family account to combine miles with up to 8 family members. So it does cost 1,000 miles registration fee, but then you can pull those miles together. So if you have American Express points from your spouse and American Express points yourself, you can transfer them to your ANA accounts and then pull them together to make one big redemption if you have your points split up into different ANA accounts. Tip number 13 is that ANA now allows one-way bookings. So about a year ago, ANA started allowing one-way bookings, which made things way easier. In the past, they only allowed round-trip bookings, but now you can book one-way bookings. And this is kind of a big deal because sometimes finding a round-trip award space on ANA is really kind of impossible. So one-way makes things way more flexible. It's a game changer, and it makes it easier to find award space and then book it, and then book something else for the return flight if you don't find round-trip award space on the ANA website. Tip number 14 is that sometimes when you're searching on the ANA page, you see this thing that says a wait list for your flight. I would skip it altogether. You shouldn't expect to get cleared off this wait list, unfortunately. So I've talked to many people where they transferred their points and they didn't realize it was waitlisted, and they go to book and it says waitlisted, and they ask me, it's like, well, what are my chances of clearing off this wait list? I would say it's extremely, extremely unlikely you'll get cleared off the wait list, unfortunately. So any redemption that says waitlist, skip it. Don't transfer your points. Don't try to book the waitlist redemptions. And the next two tips, tip number 15 and 16, have to do with booking ANA, not using ANA miles. And so I kind of went through all the challenges of booking ANA and using ANA miles and ANA partners using ANA miles, but there are other options to book ANA that don't involve ANA miles. And one of them is booking through Air Canada Aeroplan. And Air Canada Aeroplan is pretty solid at seeing economy ANA award space on Air Canada's website. But if you're planning to book some premium cabin stuff, then Aeroplan does a terrible job of seeing ANA premium cabin award space. And it's been like this for like a while now. Every once in a while, like for a day or two, sometimes the award space pops up on the Air Canada Aeroplan page, but then it quickly disappears and you don't see the award space on the Air Canada Aeroplan page. So I wouldn't bank on booking ANA premium cabin flights through Air Canada Aeroplan just because Air Canada Aeroplan is not good at seeing ANA business or first class award space on their website. And that leads me to tip number 16 is that you can also book ANA through Virgin Atlantic. So ANA has another special partnership with Virgin Atlantic that allows you to book ANA flights through Virgin Atlantic. And this one is actually really good value. And it's also one of those funny things where it's like Virgin Atlantic is SkyTeam and ANA is Star Alliance, but they have this partnership, and you can book ANA flights through Virgin Atlantic for 52,500 Virgin Atlantic miles one way from the West Coast over to Japan. From Central US and East Coast, it's 60,000 Virgin Atlantic miles. And in first class from the West Coast, it's 72,500 Virgin Atlantic miles. From the East Coast or Central US, it's 85,000 in first class. And the catch is that you can't search for ANA award space on the Virgin Atlantic website. You have to search somewhere else, like the United website or maybe the Air Canada Aeroplan website, to find that award space, and then call into Virgin Atlantic in order to book ANA flights through Virgin Atlantic. And it's not easy. But the thing is, like, Virgin Atlantic does have transfer bonuses pretty often. So 30-40% transfer bonuses from credit card points over to Virgin Atlantic, which can make this a really good deal. But it's not easy to book, unfortunately. And Virgin Atlantic hasn't been able to book ANA business class award space T-minus 14 days from departure. You can still book first class T-minus 14 days before departure through Virgin Atlantic if you find that award space. There is one exception, though, is that if you're flying out of Honolulu, Virgin Atlantic can still see and book ANA business class inside that 14-day window. So there's plenty of data points online that confirms that, but if you live in Hawaii or you happen to be there already and you want to go over to Japan and you find some last minute business class award space from Hawaii over to Japan on ANA, then that's where you can book through Virgin Atlantic. The redemption is actually really complicated, and I often don't recommend it to beginners or most people because it does require a lot of moving parts, and you have to find the award availability and you have to call in Virgin Atlantic and stuff like that. So it doesn't make it easy. But if you're able to pull it off, it's a really good deal. So to recap everything, ANA has some of the best sweet spot redemptions in the miles and points game, but there are a lot of quirks, and you have to navigate through the website, and you have to be willing to go through a lot of stuff in order to book some of these good redemptions. But if you put in that work, you can get a really good deal. As for me and my 200,000 expiring ANA miles, I'll make a follow-up video on what I end up exactly doing with my points, because it's a lot of points and I have to burn them pretty quickly here. So subscribe down below and you can follow along. long. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about ANA Mileage Club. And if you want a deeper dive on some of this stuff, you can also let me know down in the comments as well. And thanks for watching this far. That's all I have, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll put some more videos on screen right now that you can go check out. That'll help you maximize your points even further as well.